So here we have a slightly used 2022 Audi RS7. And this one comes in the beautiful ultra blue metallic. And then we have the black valcona leather for the interior. And the powertrain on this RS7 is going to consist of a 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, made into an 8-speed automatic transmission. And that's giving us 591 horsepower, and then 590 pound-feet of torque. And coming around to the front end here, love that aggressive look there. Of course, we have LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And I love how everything is gloss blacked out here. And the blue just looks incredible on this car. I definitely recommend going with that color. And then down here we have the upgraded 22-inch aluminum wheels. And then we have those red brake calipers there. And the ceramic brake package allows you to do 190 miles per hour top speed in this. And then I believe with just the regular brakes, you're only limited to 155 miles per hour. Then over here we have our power door lock controls, memory seats, and then we have one-touch auto up and down windows for all 4 doors. And then we can put our child lock on here. And then we have our power mirrors, and then we can power fold them as well. And then we also have blind spot monitors as well. And then we can pop the trunk there. And I think it's a 19 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, but this is the top of the line speaker system that you can get with this car. And then here we have our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. And we also have a thigh support here, and we can adjust that as needed. Let's go ahead and check out this leg room. So not the most comfortable seating. Of course, I'm 6'3", and I have the seat back for someone of my size. I can scoot it up a little bit, but that's kind of how I like to drive comfortably. But I have long legs, so just need a little bit more space back here, but not terrible, especially for a mid-size sports sedan like this one. But I do like that we get quad zone automatic climate controls, and what's great about this is I can actually decide I want my air coming from the top, and then if the other person wants it everywhere, they can do that. And then they can also adjust the temperature, fan speed, just really configurable, as opposed to just having different temperatures. So really neat. And then we have USB-C charge ports down there, and there's even a 12 volt if you want to use that. But love just the futuristic look of this interior. Really nice. And then there's our center seat, and we have cup holders there. And of course, with this being a Sportback coupe, I have very little headroom back here, but it slants back past my head, so I'm not running into big issues. Let me squeeze out of here. But what's most generous about this car is going to be this trunk space. And it's a pretty nice cargo space we have. There's another 12 volt back there. And I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car. And if you want to buy it, I'll leave a link below in the description. And we do have an adjustable wing which you can control from up front, so that actually folds down. I have it up now. There's our fuel filler there. And then I like that we have the nets on both sides if you want to hold stuff behind the seats. And then if you want to fold the seats down, you can just pull up here, and then you can run longer objects or have more cargo space. And then you can just pull it back up and it locks back into place. And there's our power front passenger seat there with power lumbar support. And we also get that same thigh support there. But just a really, really mean looking car. And I can't wait for you all to hear how it sounds. But let's go ahead and take a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. Like I said, 590 horsepower, 591 pound-feet of torque. But it's about 25 degrees out here this morning, so let's go ahead and get in the heat, take a look at the interior. So I do love this heated Alcantara steering wheel here. Really good grip. It looks fantastic, and it really does. On a cold day like today, it's nice to have that heat available to you. But we're going to go take a quick look at this radio here. Really like the feel to it. You kind of get that feedback as you hit the screen, even though they aren't actual buttons. You kind of get vibration through the screen itself. But you do get AM, FM, as well as XM radio. And then on top of that, you get Bluetooth audio, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto compatibility. And I just had my Apple CarPlay hooked up wirelessly, but I turned it off. Really love this navigation here. You can, of course, search. You have quick shortcuts available. And then my favorite thing about this car, just want you to see everything on the screen there. It's kind of a nice home page if you want to go between your audio, your phone, and then your nav, which most people, that's the main three things they use. But I love the configurability of this car. So Audi Drive Select, of course, you can control your modes, your drive modes, from either here, or you have your quick shortcut there. But you can choose between the automatic mode, the dynamic mode, which is always nice because you kind of get livened up there. But I love these RS modes, so you can configure them by actually going in how you want your drive. Balance or sport, suspension, you have 3 settings there, steering 3 settings, engine sound 3 settings, the sport differential 3 settings, and then you can decide whether you want your stability control on or if you want it in that sport mode. And then the quick shortcuts for the RS modes, really cool. Just hit that button there, and then for RS1, RS2, that's what you get. And then you can toggle back to your regular modes there. But RS1 is probably my favorite drive mode, which is what I'm going to test it out in for a lot of the test drive. And there's our backup camera there with bird's eye view. And then as I turn the steering wheel, it shows me where I'm going. And the guidelines are so high def. I really like just how cleanly it moves. That's pretty cool. And then there's our front camera there. But down here to the dual zone front climate controls, like I said, really neat that I can actually decide, hey, I want this person to have fan speed at 2, I want my fan speed to be at 3, and then I only want it at my head and my feet, and then they only want it at their face, and we can configure it that way. And of course temperature as well. And then we also get 3-stage heated cooled seats up here. So just a lot that you can configure there. And then by hitting that button, the 3 dots there, you can control that heated steering wheel. You can control the rear AC controls if you want to. You can sync everything. Just so configurable. And then there you can control your garage door opener. But once again, like I said, quick shortcuts for the drive modes there. You can toggle your traction control, hazards, and then of course your defroster there. And then we can turn on our camera, the touch of a button. And then here is actually how you adjust your driver assistance. So you can have your basic on, you can configure what you want on, whether you want blind spot, adaptive cruise, whatever, parking sensors, and then you can actually turn it on to the max where everything's on. Everything available to you at least. And volume knob, power knob here. And then for the 8-speed automatic, we have this button here, pull down for drive, and then you can tap to put it in your sport mode, and then you can pull all the way up for reverse, and then you can just tap down from reverse to neutral. Now for your parking brake, it's electronic, so you just pull up to engage, and then press the brake, and then press down to disengage. Cup holders there with another 12 volt. And then we have a wireless charging pad in here, 2 USB-C ports, then a little storage in the center console space there. And then we have a nice big sunroof there, which we can one-touch slide open. And then close as well. And I love how the RS logo is kind of embossed in the leather there. It looks really, really cool without being too much. And then for our glove compartment, it's lockable there. This one still has the owner's manuals and everything in there. Just love the overall finish of everything in here though. Now here, we can go through our gauge cluster functions here. And just a lot of configurations. And once you get used to it, it's really one of the more intuitive systems in terms of just using the digital gauge cluster. Really just like how easy it is to use. And then we have our Bluetooth voice recognition controls here, and then we can go through our radio station favorites or track lists if we're listening to music. And then, like I said, the RS there. Just love that view. And then we have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And then headlamp controls here, which is really, once you get used to it again, really cool. You just hit that button, you can turn the auto mode, low beams, corners, or turn them off. And then we have our front fog lights there, rear fog lights there. Turn that back on the auto. And there's our push button start. Here's our key fob. And I just want to give a quick look to the controls up here. Then we have our dome lights as well, which are like a touch. You don't even have to push a button, it's just you tap it. And there are all those controls there. But now I'm really excited to go ahead and take this 2022 Audi RS7 out on the road for a quick test drive. Oh man. Now I knew this was gonna be fast, but it just, oh, with the sound and, oh, this is gonna be a fun test drive. Now, I think these are rated to do 0 to 60 in like 3.5 or 3.4 seconds, but I know several outlets have tested it and they've been able to get it 3 seconds flat. Which is crazy. And I love just the gauges here that show how much power you're getting, how much torque you're getting. And hopefully I'll be able to give it a pull real quick here. Oh my gosh. Just so fast, but still so tame at the same time. Like, the exhaust sounds really beefy, but it's not overly loud. And honestly, with 22-inch wheels, this rides really, really good. I can just feel the road slightly, and really just in the steering wheel, which is good, because I mean, this has very, very nimble steering. And I didn't even test out the cruise control here, but just a really great sports car. And just from taking it down the interstate and taking a couple of turns, I can tell you that. Because this is a very, very tame animal. But it's still an animal, it is. This thing is just so, it's so agile, even with these 22s on here. This is insane. Gosh. Just incredible power, absolutely incredible. And of course you can get the M5 competition, and I'm trying to think what else is in this segment. But it's just nothing like getting behind the wheel of a sleeper like this, because it really doesn't look like it could dust anything else out on the road, but it can. And then when you're just in your regular drive mode, it's just such a sweet ride all around. And the only difficult thing for me would be keeping this beast at the speed limit, because you just, gosh, it's so quick and you just want to keep your foot in it, honestly. Just an incredible machine, it really is. Now, in terms of the price point, I think this one is listed around $120, $125. And I can't remember what this one's stickered for, but honestly, for the money, you're getting a German luxury car that just scoots. It really does. So if you're in the market for this versus, let's say, an M5 competition, it's a really, really great option. And even if you want something like, you want the sports car feel of a Corvette, but you want to be able to have everybody in the car, this comes pretty close to that. And just everything about this is amazing. It screams luxury, it screams performance, and then it just screams, period. But definitely, this has been an awesome test drive. I've had so much fun with this car. So if you can afford it, I say get it. And that'll bring me to the end of my review of the 2022 Audi RS7.